everyone, welcome to my channel. Today is another behind the scenes getting ready for the 100-year war to start for us in the year 1337. If you're new here, I am playing the Extreme Ultimate Decades Challenge, which is my own version of the Ultimate Decades Challenge, where we start in the year 1300 and we go to the modern times. So in this challenge, mine is extreme because it is a fantasy edition, and I'm changing my own rules with something I'm calling random acts of life. And the way I do things is a little less conventional than the regular challenge, but we are following along a similar timeline, just a fantasy version. So the way I'm going to do this war is war has been declared on Avalon, our country, and the country has recently been fractured. We will get into gameplay the next episode, but today we're going to talk about who's going to war, whose spouse will be cheating on them, because that is a part of the random acts of life. And I have this little worksheet I made up. We're going to put the name of the males here because we're only rolling for our males. If we decide later on in the future of the 100-year roll, if one of the girls wants to volunteer or run away and go to war, we'll put them on there. But right now we're only rolling for males because this is my first round of, sorry, I have a lisp. A first round of war rolls for our characters. So I want to make sure I do it correctly. We roll every 5 years. So we'll know if they live or die at the end of the 5 years. So I'm going to put everyone's name here. If they have a spouse, I want to list their spouse. Going to war. Oh, I need to also put cheated, so we know if they get cheated on. If they're going to war, yes or no. Were they drafted? Did they volunteer? Were they sentenced? Or are they employed in the military? Or if they're like a knight or something, they might just be automatic. And then I want to give each person a military rank. Fun fact, I was in the military. I joined the army when I was 18. So for me, I actually know quite a bit about military and war. So this is actually something I'm really excited about, because even though I like history and I know a bit about like titles, I'm not like really familiar with like the ranking of titles, but I do understand military ranking. So we're going to give everyone rankings so that way we can pay them accordingly if they get promoted and stuff like that. The year of the war that they're going to right now, everyone is going to 1337, and then at the end we'll do evaluations to see if they live or die. And then I'm going to have a new column for if they get cheated on by their partner. I've made my own rolling sheet. I know again, I'm going to reiterate this because I know sometimes people have me on in the background while they're playing and they might miss something I'm saying. This is not the way the Ultimate Decade Challenge rolls for war. These are my rules of war. Don't worry, I did not make it easier. So I want to remind everybody, I get 1 save per decade if I choose to save a character. I have not saved a character this decade, but if I am left with only 1 male left, I will automatically save that character. I mean, we still have 4 years left, so we should be fine, but I don't know how this is going to go. So I do want to remind everybody that is what I have as a random rule that I created after the year 1310. I made that rule, and I've only used it once, so I might need to use it again. I'm just going to make that clear. I don't want to lose the challenge, so I might find a way to save a character if all my males end up going to war and I lose everybody. Because I kind of made my roles. Sorry, I feel like when I say roll, it's really hard to understand what I'm saying. Whenever I do the dice roll for the characters, if I end up losing all my males, I just want you to know I'm gonna save 1 so we can still continue the challenge, and we'll find a way to put that into the plot. You know, I always try to put it into the plot. So for the Kingdom of Avalon, which is Windenburg, just so you guys who are new here, Avalon is Windenburg. For young adult, and elders, it's a 50% chance. So I'm going to roll a d20, numbers 1 through 10, they go to war, or they don't go to war. The lower numbers, they don't go to war. The higher number, 11 through 20, they go to war. For Camelot, which is Henford on Bagley, there's a 30% chance of war. So I'm going to roll a d10, 1, 2, 3, they go to war. The rest of the numbers, they do not. So each realm has a different war roll, and I'm not using any other lots right now, but if I do, I will tell you if they're part of Avalon, Camelot, the Magic Realm, or if they're own independent kingdom. Right now, I'm only playing with us knowing 3 kingdoms, because that's the realm of people have traveled to. They don't know anything outside of that. There might be other kingdoms out there, we just never have met them. These are the 3 kingdoms involved in the conflict against Moria, because Moria wants to get the Magic Realm. The Magic Realm is a 25% chance of going. So on a D4, I'm going to roll. If they get a 1, they go to war. So that's how I'm doing it. And then I'm going to roll a percent to see if their spouse cheats on them or their partner, just in case they might be engaged or something. Right now, everyone's married, but I'm talking about for the future. 20% chance if they cheat. So on a D10, 1 or 2, they do cheat. 3 to 10, they don't cheat. So that is what I have down for my rules. I'm going to have my chart to the side for me, and we'll have the dice right here to tell you guys what we're rolling for. I am going to go to manage worlds, and we will begin the rolling for our known people in the kingdom. And I'm also going to download lots of males so we can populate our kingdom, because we have over 20 something households, but they're all family members. So I need to have some outside members join us in the war. So I think we're going to start off small and start with the magic realm of the enchanted forest, the magic realm, all of that. So this is, oh man, where is everyone's hair? I do not know how this keeps happening to me. All right, so we'll just do it this way. We'll do it in cast. That way we can see each character going to war. Okay, so we're going to roll for Vladimir and Lancelot. We'll start with the eldest here, who is Vladimir by several 100,000 years. So to roll for Vladimir, he is an adult. He lives in the magic realm. So he has a 25% chance of going. So we're going to do a D4. This is not his roll. This is just me putting it up on the screen. Let me go ahead and put his name underneath the chart. All right, we are set up to roll. This is to see if Vladimir Merlin, aka the old evil Vlad, but now he's good again. Although it says he's mean. I do need to hang on. I'm going to quickly change this because he is supposed to be like, yeah, okay, he has more, and he doesn't want to be a vampire anymore. He wants to be a master spellcaster. Okay, I never did that after the 1317 conflict. So if he gets a level, if he rolls a, hang on. Sorry, guys. This is my first time, so I want to make sure I can read everything. I don't want to make any mistakes because I've done that before by misspeaking. So I just really want to make sure everything is visible for this time because I would like to not mess up. So I'm getting my screen set up. All right, so if he rolls a 1 on my D4, he goes to war. Okay, he does not go to war this time. As for Lancelot, he also has the same odds. If he rolls a 1 on the D4, he does not, he does go to war. If he rolls a 1, he goes to war. Okay. Oh, I wanted Lancelot to go later, but not the first round. Okay, let me put him on the list. So I'm going to put that Lancelot would volunteer to go to war because he has been training for it. I originally was going to wait to send him later, but all right, well, I have to change his story. So I would say his employment is a knight, so he's going to get paid. His military rank is a knight. So he will be, again, getting paid. The year is 1337. And then I just need to see if his spouse cheats on him, which is a, what percentage is that? Where did my percent go? Oh, man. All right, so I have it back. 20%, which is a 1 or a 2 on a D10. So if he gets a 1 or a 2 on the D10, this does not count. This isn't the roll. I have to press the word roll. 1 or a 2, his spouse will cheat on him. Okay, thank goodness. Well, he does go to war, but at least he doesn't get cheated on. Well, I was wishing his face card would show up, but this is for Edgar Aldrich, who is the son of Adelaide Gothic and Connor. Sorry, not Connor. Adelaide Gothic and Ashton Alder. They are both passed away. They were our Monster Hunter and Witcher family. So, and oh, sorry. They were our Monster Hunter and Witcher couple. And she was also a spellcaster. Anyways, this is their son. He just got married in the last episode to Haven Brewer, who is Aemma Brewer's daughter. He aligned himself with the magical realm, fleeing from Avalon. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My lisp is acting up so bad. My tongue tie. All right. This is for both. This is for if he gets cheated on and if he goes to war. The cheating on only counts if he goes to war. Again, it's a number 1 if he goes to war, and a 1 or 2 he gets cheated on. So here we go. So he does go to war. He doesn't get cheated on. Okay. Well, the magic realm is sending a lot of people, and I'm getting really nervous for the other kingdoms. But to be fair, they're trying to defend. I mean, so King Tristan Hazan of Moria is almost an emperor. He has multiple kingdoms underneath his empire umbrella. He just basically needs one more, and he controls like this whole section of the map, which would be Avalon, but that does include Camelot and the Magic Realm, because originally, to his knowledge, that was all of Avalon until they declared independence and all this other stuff. But they're still at stake, which is why they're going to war. They just have a less % chance to go, but apparently it is higher than I was expecting it to be. So I put down, hang on guys, I'm trying to find a good place for this. Edgar Aldrich. He is, again, in our immediately family. He's married to Haven. I'm saying he volunteered because no one in the Magic Realm and the Enchanted Forest would be drafted or sentenced at this time of the war. So he volunteered. He grew up in the castle of Avalon, so he is well trained, and he is a monster hunter and a sorcerer. So I think I'm just going to put sorcerer down, I guess, would be the best way. I don't know. He's kind of a magic. Maybe he's an arcane knight. That's so cool. Sorry, I'm so excited. Arcane knight. And that would kind of cover it again. And then he will also be a knight, so he's going to get paid pretty good as well for his service. I haven't decided what their average is going to be, and luckily neither of the guys, which makes me very happy, they're not getting cheated on, but I mean, it can happen, we don't know. All right, on to the next one. For plot reasons, I'm not sure if Amor should go because he's representing the Magic Realm. So I'm trying to decide, you know what, maybe we would just roll. So Chadwick is his younger brother. Chadwick is the youngest son of Princess Eleanor Lionheart and Lord Roderick Gothic, all the way back from the early 1310s. So if you guys remember them, that's who he is. He is their youngest son. So he goes to war. This is he's not married, but he may have a partner. And when we go to the new save, I might make him engaged because I really do need to pair people off more. So we'll still roll to see if he gets cheated on, just in case. Okay, he doesn't go to war, so it doesn't matter. Now, does Amor go to war, which would be kind of crazy? Good. Wait, no, he doesn't go. Okay. I don't want him to go yet if he does go, because I need it to make sense for the story. By the way, I am going through world by world and saving each household, and I'm just giving myself a special number so I know that they're the ones who are meant to go into the new save. All right, so this is the Marquez Maxwell Burton. We're going to roll and see if he's going. He currently lives in Hemford on Bagley, which is Camelot. So right now I am rolling for the people who are in the household bin to see if they're going or not. Let me make sure we can see everything. All right. So this is for Maxwell Burton. See if he goes, if he's cheated on. He doesn't go. Oh, wait. His odds are different because he is in Camelot. So sorry. So for him, I will roll a... Sorry. Okay. So for Camelot, it's 1, 2, 3 on a D10. My bad. So a D10, and then we're still going to do another... For cheating, we will also do a D10 again, and then again on this one it'll be a 1 or a 2. So for him to go to war, he has to get a 1, 2, or 3. So this is for Marquez. This is for Marquez Maxwell Burton. Oh my goodness. Okay, so he does get cheated on. And he does go to war. Oh boy, the plot. We'll have to tell his story for sure. So for Marquez Maxwell Burton, his wife is Eliza. He got drafted, so I'm gonna say that he was told to go. Oh wait, no, he's in Camelot, and I said everyone in the other 2 countries are strictly volunteer. So he volunteered to go because King Regent Arthur and Queen Tarn would not draft people or sentence people thus far in their rule. They will not do that. So everyone who's choosing to go from Camelot is a volunteer as well. So he is a volunteer. I just wrote that he's a royal. I'll give him a royal military ranking once I see how many royals get drafted or volunteer for the role. But his employment, he's a Marquez, and the year is 1337. We don't know how he dies, but he does get cheated on. And on to the next one. Okay. So we have another townie, not in World. They are in Camelot. And we also have the Runaways, but they're not gonna go as well. So he is in Camelot. I'm gonna have to roll by a different rule. So we'll do his in a minute. While I'm saving Catriona to the gallery, just to make sure I have her in the next save file, I just want you to know her and all the pirates, which I will have a lot of pirates because I'm going to populate Tomarang and Sulani with pirates. Her and all the pirates are at war with Moria currently, all of them, and we will have more characters. I will probably have her send some pirates to shore to also aid Camelot, and we can say that they are attacking from the coast as well, to aid Avalon, sorry, in the war. But we will see some in the camps for sure, a few pirates, because I think it'll be fun to have some pirates there and have her checking in on the mainland. But all the pirates will be at war. So I just want you guys to know that. All right, starting out on Hinford on Bagley. We already did the Marquez. So we're going to move on to the Meteller family. I'm not sure who they are at all, but we're going to go inside and see them. Okay, they have one male. So we'll just roll and see if he makes it or not to the war. Again, just to remind me, because it's actually been a minute since I've done a roll. People in Camelot, 1, 2, or 3, they go to war. Okay. So if he goes to war, if he gets cheated on, if he goes to war. That's where we are. He does go to war. He does not get cheated on. So this is Percival York. He is going to war. Oh, he's technically a young adult. No way. That is crazy. Well, let me get rid of his age lines. Let's let him be young. He gets to be a young adult. Good for him. All right. So he has a daughter, a wife, and yeah, he has 2 daughters. All right. So he doesn't get cheated on. So I'm going to put him into the draft, or the volunteer. He volunteered. He's in Camelot. I just realized on here I should say what country they're in. So I might change this. Instead of live or die, I might put origin. So I know where they're coming from. So Magic Realm. I'm just going to put MR, Magic Realm. Marquez is in Camelot. Percival is in Camelot. So that way I know where they're coming from, and I'll fill it out later. He is a peasant. So he would just go in as a foot soldier, like a private. He was volunteered, though, because of where he originates from. And his wife is named Agle. Agle. His wife is named Agle. All right, on to the next one. Up next, we have the William household with Colin Williams. Colin is the father, the grandfather of Anne. So Anne Alder, her dad, Frederick Alder, married, who was his first wife? Mary. Mary Alder was his first wife. Colin is Mary's dad. So Colin is living in Hinford on Bagley in Camelot, as well as he's living with his daughter Alice and her husband Cameron. So we're going to roll for Colin first. He's not married, so it doesn't matter what his second dice is. He does go to war, and Cameron, we'll roll for Cameron next, his son-in-law. Cameron does not go to war. That's good, because I'm pretty sure Alice would have cheated on him. I would say too, Colin was in the business of trading grain and stuff like that. So I bet he is like, he supplies the military. Like, he does go to war, but I bet he's more along the supplies line, where he, probably distributes grain and stuff like that, because he's the reason why, our family had food towards the end of the blight and the famine. So I feel like that's probably why he volunteered, is to keep the troops fed, because he's an elder. So really that's all he could probably offer, is his experience and his skill and his trade. So the next family we're going to do, we already did them. Okay. Lord and Lady Olivero, we'll do them next. We'll do Lord Olivero. I know he doesn't have his clothes on, whatever. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I keep having to remind myself, because again, this is the first time I've done it. 1, 2, and 3 in Camelot they go. Okay. He goes and his spouse does not cheat on him. Okay. Well, honestly, I feel like he would go just for the recognition of going. That kind of makes sense for them because they're trying to climb their way up the monarchy. So he is a lord. So what was his name again? Lord Lazario Oliveira. Lord. All right, I'm downloading him to my tray, making sure they're nice and saved. But Lord Lazaro and his wife Apollonia are all ready for the new save file. I am surprised he's volunteering to go to war, but his daughter is currently married to the heir of the throne in in Avalon, and his son is married to the heir to the throne in Camelot. So I feel like he really does want to protect. Like, I feel like his wife is like, we need to protect our assets, aka our children. So that kind of does make sense. But now here's a big one. Here's one I'm nervous about. If our dear James Fraser is gonna go. He is the horse master. He was the horse master of Avalon, and now he is a residing resident of Camelot. So he does have a choice, but I do fear. Okay, that's so silly. I do fear that I am unlucky and he's gonna go because right now I have a really high amount of people going off to war. So if we could load James, that would be great. I just did his roll and I accidentally didn't show you guys. It's a bad roll. James is going to war and Anne is gonna cheat on him, which is so disheartening because they weren't a love match, but it seemed like they fell in love, and I'm actually really upset about this. So I can only imagine that, you know, she's just really struggling without him there. Oh yeah, I forgot. So it's not just if their spouse is going to cheat on them, it's if they're going to cheat on their spouse. I totally forgot. I was going to have there be war camp followers, aka like ladies of the night profession. I was going to have them come to the war camp. So maybe we'll do a 50-50 to see if he cheats or if Anne cheats. We'll talk about that later, but we'll just know that a cheating happens in this partnership. So we'll just say cheating instead of cheated. I hope you guys agree with that. I'm not saying Anne wouldn't cheat on him. I mean, I don't think she would, but I forgot. I was planning on having ladies of the night, aka, you know, so we'll just put cheating. We'll change it to a cheating role. So that way we can choose later who cheats. Does he cheat? Does she cheat? I think for each circumstance, I don't want it to be like, oh, you're off at war and every single guy who gets yes, their wife cheated on them. Because it's like, what if they also cheated? You know what I mean? And maybe we could put that both of them cheat. I don't really care. We can roll for that too. Whenever we get into the new save file, we can roll to see if both of them cheat, if one of them cheats. That's an option. So it makes sense that he would go because of his job, but man, a lot of people are going. He's a horse master. So I forgot what it was called. Marshal. He's a marshal. And I think that's also what he's going to do for the military is just tend to the war horses. I'm not saying that he wouldn't do other stuff, but they did get a yes in the cheating. So we'll have to see if or we could say this means that their spouse does cheat on them, and then we roll when they get to the war camp to see if any of the guys cheat on their partners. And it could be a bunch of cheating. I mean, that could work because then we could have some illegitimate children going around. So maybe Anne cheats on him and then he doesn't know it, but Anne, you know, some of the guys may cheat on their girls at war. So we just know that we have a cheating situation. And I'll kind of flesh it out more when we get to the war camp. Actually, okay, so the more I think about it, that role is for their spouse if their spouse cheats on them. But I will roll when all the guys go to camp to see if they're going to cheat on their spouse at the camp. But like I said at the beginning of this, I wanted that to be for their spouses. So I'm going to stick with that being what it is. So Anne is going to cheat on her husband. Maybe she finds her soulmate. No shame, no knocking that. We'll see what happens. But Anne will cheat on James, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Maybe she will have a child out of it and we will have someone on our family tree just in case something bad happens. And then, like I said, when we go to camp, we'll roll to see who, because I want to see who gets what positions too. And I was going to roll for all that. So we can also say, hey, you know, on Friday night, the ladies of the night are here. We need to go see if any of the guys are unfaithful to their wife, you know, stuff like that. I was just going to call them camp followers. So I'm going to say the royal family right now in Camelot is exempt from this. So we will go on to Windenburg, our big baddie Windenburg, and then we will roll for any townies who may not be in the world, because we have a few that are not in the world. So for the Windenburg roll, let's go ahead and get this back out so I can remind myself, because I have a really bad memory apparently today. For Avalon, every single teen is going, period. That is rough, I know. We also have some I just remembered. We do have some newly married teens out in Newcrest. I know what world they belong to. We'll roll for them last, because some of them live in Camelot and some of them live in the Magic Realm. I just couldn't get them to load into a lot the last time I logged in, so I just moved them into Newcrest just so I can have them try for babies. But nonetheless, I didn't forget about them either. So young adult, and elders are 50% chance on a D20. Sorry, 1 to 10 means they do not go to war. 11 through 20, they go to war. And then the chances of cheating from their spouse is 1 and 2 on a D10. So 1 through 10 is a no. Everything above 10 is a yes. Everything above a 10 is a yes. Everything above a 10 is yes. Okay, so let's put out the dice. This will be for war. This is for cheating. And where should we start? I guess we start at the castle. So the king, will he be leading the charge? Will King Augustine be leading the charge? Let's see. Well, he doesn't have a partner, so it doesn't matter. He is not going to war. Interesting. King Augustine, very interesting. All right, let's see if Prince John Lionheart goes to war. He does not. Okay, that is absolutely fine, and it makes sense. He is the heir to the throne. So I'm going to just put Prince John and upload him to my house. Trey. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to put everybody in the new save file. Okay, so we have the princes, the younger princes of the king here, and they're not heirs to the throne, so there is a big chance they could go. This is Rendrek Lionheart, Prince Rendrek. He is going to war. Oh, now I'm wondering if I messed up everybody else's. It was above 11. Crap. Okay, when I'm editing this, I will double check to make sure I didn't mess up Prince John. I can't remember what he rolled. I think it was low. I'm going to double check, but I will double check, so don't worry. He is going to war. His spouse is not cheating on him. Let me double check. Okay, Rendrek Lionheart. Nope, he's not getting cheated on. I'm actually really surprised, because I think his wife is already cheating on him. So for the plot, it doesn't matter. Rendrek Lionheart. And he's a prince, so I need to give him his title. It makes sense that some would go. His wife, I think, is Martha, and she is cheating on him. If I'm not mistaken, his wife is Martha. Was he assigned to go? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say his brother told him he had to go. His employment, he's a prince in real life. So military rank, he would just be a prince, and I'll figure out what kind of commander he is, like what troops he's in charge of or whatever. I might put that down. He's from Avalon. His spouse, I mean, it says that they're not cheating on him, but I know for a fact they are. So we'll get there when we get there. But that is where his story ended up. His brother, Jarrett. Let's see. I mean, I guess I can check whose spouse is who by checking this. Jarrett is married to Martha. Okay, never mind. Martha is the one cheating. She's cheating on Jarrett. Rendrek is married to Cecily. She's not cheating on him. So that's good. That's good for him. All right, Jarrett, your turn to see if you go to war. Anything 11 and above. He does not go to war, but his wife is cheating on him. So let's see if Captain Hamish Mason, well, yeah, he would go to war because he's a captain, but he could be a captain of the guard who guards the royal family. So we'll still let him roll. We're not going to tell him to go, but he probably is. Yeah, he 100% is going to war, and his partner's cheating on him. Yeah, he is the one who is sleeping with the prince's wife. So yeah, she's not going to be loyal to him. That makes sense. Captain Hamish Mason. This is one of those situations where the story writes itself. Of course, his spouse or his partner, I should change that to partner, is cheating on him. because she is married to the prince. So maybe they get closer. Princess Lionheart. I'm just gonna both Prince Lionhearts. Both Prince Lionhearts. Okay. Yeah, but of course, like, Martha is not going to stay loyal to him. By the way, I think Martha is infertile. I've tried to get her pregnant literally so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 6 slot holds. Cecily's not pregnant, so there's no reason why Martha can't get pregnant, but I cannot get her to get pregnant. It's crazy. So this is a tricky situation. William is married to Scarlett. She is the niece of the King of Moria and the niece of the King of Avalon, but they're the emissaries to Moria. So I feel like they're going to be held hostage and they will not be participating in the war. So that is just going to be my call. I'll edit them and cast later because, again, in the new save file, we'll have different CC. So I'm just going to save them to my household tray and say that they're exempt from the draft because they're technically prisoners of war. All right, this has taken me a really long time, so I'm going to speed things up. Right now, we have Ernesto Godwin. We'll see if he goes to war. Yes, he goes to war. Yeah, no, he does not get cheated on by his partner. Next up, we have Thomas Sims. I believe Thomas was the one we were trying to get Hattie to marry. He does not go to war, so that is fine there. Do we have anyone else over here? We do have Hattie's husband, Henry Godwin. So we will see if Henry is going to go. Yes, Henry goes to... Oh, wait. Henry's a teen. All teens go. Never mind. I already knew that. The princes are technically teens, but I'm going to keep the roles for the immediate royal family because I think they all made sense. So I'm not going to change them, but everyone else, yes, all the teens are going. So Henry is going. Okay, I'm about to sound really crazy for a minute, so bear with me, okay? Okay, can we stop? All right. I'm going to sound really crazy for a minute, so bear with me. Robin's son is supposed to be a teenager. So Oro is supposed to be a teenager. He automatically is going. Now I need to roll to see if Robin is also going. Yes, Robin is going to war as well. So both him and his son are going to war. All right, so we're checking the caster household. We're going to see if Kadian is going to go to war. Yes, Kadian goes to war. No, Alicent does not cheat on him. Now we need to see if Baker Stanley goes to war. Yes, Baker Stanley. Wait, Kadian goes... Wait, no, Kadian's not a teen anymore. He's a young adult. So that role was okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. The next generations are teens. That's right. Okay. Kadian goes to war. Baker Stanley goes to war. Now I need to see if Butcher Stanley goes to war. No. And his children are all children. So Kadian and Baker Stanley. I am truthfully struggling. I thought we would have... I knew it was going to be rough. I didn't know how rough it was going to be. Now I need to see if Duke Grant goes to war and if Isolde cheats on him. Duke Grant does not go to war. Yay! We got to keep somebody. All right. Baron and townies. Baron James and they're all girls in the house other than Baron James. Okay, he does not go to war. Sure. Okay. I don't like a character I don't care about. All right, let's check the Scott Tavern. Let's see if Mr. Simon Scott goes, and then Sebastian Scott is his son. Is he a child or a teen? He is a child, so he is fine for now. They do not go. Okay, that's all good news. All right, let's see if Chadwick Lancaster goes, and then Darren. So we have Chadwick and Darren. Chadwick does not go. Darren does go. And his partner... Wait, no, Darren's a child. Never mind. Never mind. Ooh, I hate that it's like, okay, the people I don't care about aren't going. John Merriman, let's see if he goes. I feel like he would because his son and his grandson are going. Yes, he goes. Okay, let's put him on the list. Because I feel like he wouldn't leave his son and his grandson to go by themselves. So that is a good conclusion in my opinion. He is also a Robin Hood. That means, you know, he just steals from the rich and feeds the poor. I'm going to make them all scouts because that is what they're best suited for. That just kind of just like the reason I need to know their ranking is when I do the death roll, I might have a higher ranking of death for certain types of characters. So, and that is something I'm deciding now. Okay, nobody lives there. Okay, let's see. Oh, this is our first family member, and he literally looks terrifying. Joshua, he's our second side household, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think our like all our household like family members are gonna go? All right, wait. Joshua's a teen, so yes, duh, he's going. Never mind, that was the dumbest thing. Wait, is he? Yeah, he's a teen. Is Theodore a teen still? Theodore's still a teen. Oh my gosh. Oh, I think because they age up like in the middle of the war. So they all have to go. All right, well, let me put them on the list. Let me just see if his wife cheats on him. No. Well, that would make sense because, well, this is for Joshua, by the way. That would make sense because, you know, she's in the church and all that. So what I'm doing for Joshua, since he's a priest, he will be a priest out in the field. He'll just be ministering belief sermons to the soldiers and giving last rites. So Nimue husband, Tamlin, needs to be rolled for because he is a vampire. So we'll roll for him to see if he goes. This is his roll. Okay, so Tamlin does go to war. Now we're rolling for another family member, Alexander Alder. All his son Ali is going to war. No, Ali married someone in Camelot, so he gets to roll, but he might go. Alexander Alder does not go to war. Yay! Good news. That's a potential side household because he's still a son of Halya and Jacob. He is their youngest son, so that is great. I will make sure he cranks out kids. Gwen, let's see if her husband Nicholas goes. He is a young adult, so we'll roll for him. He does go to war, and Gwen does not cheat on him, so that's great. All right, we're rolling for the son of Connor, who's the last living son, Elijah Connorson. Elijah's son, we just got him married in the last episode. Oh, no, Elijah's son is the one who moved to Hemford on Bagley, Camelot. So his son we will roll for. Ali, the son of Alexander, is going to war because he still lives in Windenburg, Avalon. Okay, so Ali is going, but I'll put him down at the end. Elijah's son, he's the one who sent his son to go live in Camelot just in case Arthur, his cousin, could protect him. So all right, Elijah does not go. That's good that we have a male, in the family tree that's not far away. He's from one of the original side households from Gen 1. It's good that he's still here so we can procreate. I think all that's left is our main household. I'm going to save them for last. I'm going to go do the people in Newcrest real fast. And then the townies. So this is Ali. Ali is going because Ali and Cassandra Scott live in Windenburg. I just moved him here so I can help them try for a baby. So let's just roll to see if his wife cheats on him. No, she does not. That's good news for him because he's a newlywed. To be fair, she's pregnant and probably just like that's too much for her. She's like, no way. Ali, I think their last name is just Alder. And then he's married to Cassandra. He was drafted. He is a farmer, and he's going to be a foot soldier. The year is 1337. He's from Avalon. No, his spouse does not cheat on him. All good news. Now it's time to see if, oh, wait. Where is Elijah's son? Did I already roll for him? Oh yeah, because he lives in Hemford on Bagley. Did I already roll for him? I didn't see him there, though. Hang on. You know what? Let's go ahead and do Anders. Let's just go ahead and do Anders. They live in the magic realm. So the magic realm was a lower percentile. So let me just double check that. They live in the magic realm, 25%. So it's a D4. So we need a D4 and a D10. This is not his role. This is his role. He does not go to war. So he is good. But I need to figure out where the heck Ali is. I mean, gosh darn it. Elijah's son. Elijah's son should be in Hemford on Bagley. Did I completely miss him? Yeah, I did. I read the name Marquez Burton. That was the name of their estate, and I didn't roll for him. Okay. So for Jonathan Connerson, that is his name. Okay. I knew what he looked like. He is in Hinford on Bagley, so that's double 10. The percentage was, let me double check. I want to be correct. For Camelot, it's 1, 2, or 3. He does not go. So I did all of that just to find out he doesn't go. That's good because Elijah sent his son away to be safe. So last but not least is our family. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. So Charmant is going 100%. He's going to have a new bride. So I'm going to quickly roll to see if Charmant's bride cheats on him. No, she will not. That's wonderful news. Now for our heir, Theodore. Let's see if he goes. He does not go. Oh my goodness. Yay. Okay, Theodore will be cranking out kids in the next 5 years. I want him to have at least 5 kids. Well, I'll say 3, but the only one who has plot armor who's going to get to age up to a teen is Henry because of his fairy godmother. Now we have a few townies to roll for to see if they're gonna go. Where are they? Just wanna, I know everybody's missing hair, but that is okay. Tamara's cousin, so this is Tamara's daughter. They're not in the world anymore. This is Felipe Gilmore's son. I don't know his name right now, but if he goes to war, I'll go into Cass and tell you guys what his name is. He does live in Windenburg, though. He does not. Oh wait, he's not a teen anymore. No, he's the same age as Joshua and all of them. Okay. So I'm probably going to throw these guys away. And like, those are the vampires. We already rolled for them. I'm going to throw these guys away too. Anyone else we have as a townie? Oh yeah. I wanted to tell you guys, remember, he was sentenced to prison, or awaiting trial. We are going to send him to war for he's going to be sentenced to war. So that's why I put this down. I forgot his name right now. I know he's a Lancaster, Alfred Lancaster. So he is the one who attempted to kill our wife, Alfred Lancaster. So he is 100% going to war. He's a prisoner. And he's going to be a foot soldier as well. And he's going to war. But that was going to be his punishment. So far, we got 20 people because we started at number 3 and we stopped at number 23. We ended up with 20 people going to war. That is crazy. I'm so excited. We got so lucky with our main males from Halia and Jacob because I would like the family line to continue from Halia and Jacob and their spawn. I do know we have a few heirs in our family tree from Jedediah's family, and Connor has his grandson Edgar and his son Elijah left. So from the original 3 side households, the 2 side household, Connor's side household is almost eliminated. And Jedediah's side, Jedediah has quite a few family members out in this world from the son's side and the grandson's side. But right now, Halia and Jacob had the most because, again, they had, 13 pregnancies and 8 living children who made it to teenhood to reproduce. If not 8, it was 6 for sure. Yeah, they lost Frederick and all their sons. But the rest of their sons, still, their youngest son right here, there is a family going. I know people were nervous that I said I was going to do more extreme roles and everything, but I'm about to save all these Windenburg households off camera because I don't want to add any more time for how long it's going to take me to get this video out to you guys. I wanted to show you guys how I was doing it because I'm doing it different than other people. And I know a few of you guys are watching other people play. That's why I say my rules right before I do them. So I don't have to be like, hey, that's a rule I made up. And it's not just so I get my way. It's just because this is how I want to play. So I make rules to be complicated for myself sometimes, it's not to be easy. But I did just want to reach out and let you guys know that's what was going on. What is that? That's like an oil stain. Anyways, I got distracted. On next Thursday's video, the first Thursday in June, we will be in the new save file. It might be another behind the scenes video so we can get to know the save file, to set up the war camp and get everything official, but I will have everyone already in there so I can show you guys, and maybe we'll have a little bit of gameplay because I need the Alder family to get the letter of drafting is what we were going to do, and have, you know, how the family's going to talk about how the war is affecting them and stuff like that. And then we were going to do 2 days of war, and then we were going to be in 1338. So I'm sorry if I'm dragging out 1337 so much. It is a war. This is a rolling, you know, what's it called? Like a D&D, a chance, you know, I have to roll the dice, and for that kind of RPG situation for The Sims. So I hope you guys understand, like, I need these behind the scenes videos, and communicating with you guys through video is easier than me repeating myself in comments to multiple people who might be like, well, how did you decide this? I'm just letting you know there's this video. So that way you can come and watch it if you're confused on how I did everything. I will double check and make sure all the rolls are accurate to what I wrote down the percentage were, because I know sometimes I'll be like, oh crap, I said that person died and they didn't really die. So I will double check it before we officially send them to war. But this is what I have so far. I'm just going to go over it one more time with you guys. So this is everyone going. We're starting off in the magic realm. Lancelot, our Black Knight, he is Gen 2. He is the youngest son of Jedediah from our main side household in Gen 1. So he's the youngest son of Jedediah. He's our Black Knight that we're raising up to be a Lancelot. So that's why, you know, he's living up to his namesake. We have Edgar Alder. Edgar is the grandson. So I'm just going to tell you guys, as I just started, let me explain. I'm going off of how they're related to our Gen 1 from Jacob, Jedediah, and Connor. So that way you guys know what family line they're coming from if they're from one of those family lines. So this is from Jedediah's family line. Edgar Aldrich is from Connor's family line. He is the grandson of Connor. We have Marquez Maxwell Burton going. We have Percival York going. These are just townies, but they have like families who's married into our families, or like we know some of these characters as side characters, so that's why I rolled for them. I didn't roll for every townie that, you know, the game made. But Percival York is going. Colin Williams. Colin Williams is the grandfather to Anne and Isolde, who are Frederick's daughters. So that is where he comes in. He's essentially like close to the age of Jacob. So that's kind of crazy that he's still alive, but whatever. He's probably dying in war for sure. Lord Lazario Oliveira is going. He is the father of the girl who married the Prince of Avalon, and the son, his son also married the Princess of Camelot. So he has a lot riding on this if Moria overtakes our kingdom. So his children both are in line to inherit thrones. So it makes sense that he is going. I like that we have a Marquez and some lords going, and some princes and like a captain. It's not just townies. That's really fun that we have like that mix of status. We have James Fraser. He is the Marshal, which is a Lord of Horses. He is the husband of Anne Alder, who is from the late Gen 2 Frederick. That's his daughter. So her husband is going. We have Prince Rendrick Lionheart going. He's one of the last 2 living twins of the original king and queen. We have Captain Hamish Mason going. He's the one who's having an affair with Martha, who is Rendrick's brother's. So Rendrick's brother Jarrett, that's his wife. So this captain is having an affair with Martha. I would like for that to get exposed. That would be really funny. We have Ernesto Godwin going. He is a monster hunter who helped train Connor. We have Henry Godwin going. They're not related, but they have the same last name. Henry Godwin is the son of Euphemia Godwin and the adopted son of Calvin Godwin. And he married Hattie in our family. We have Robin Merriman going. Robin was married to one of our family members. Oro is the son of Robin. So Oro is the grandson of Jacob. I'm sorry. Oro is the grandson of Jedediah. So yeah, Robin married Jedediah's daughter. I can't remember what her name was, but yeah. The sister of Gemma. She also had a name from the Robin Hood trilogy, or Robin Hood stories. I'm trying to think of what it was. Or the King Arthur stories. Anyways, I was giving them all those kind of fun names. Oh, her name is Morgan. Robin was married to Morgan. Okay. Anyways, that was driving me crazy. Okay, Dean Castor is the illegitimate son of Jedediah. He is going to war. Baker Stanley is just the town baker. He's going to war. John Merriman is going. He is the dad of Robin and the granddad of Oro. So it makes sense that he would go to protect his younger generations. You know, he would sacrifice himself, I'm sure. Joshua Alder is going. He's our second side household right now, like our current active side household, but he's a priest, so he is gonna be a priest there. I'm also gonna have, like, I would imagine he would have a lower percent of dying, or maybe he would have a higher percent because he'll be presiding rights over the dying, so he could get sick. So I don't know, we'll decide later how I do percentages. Tamlin Willoughby, who is married to Nimue, is going. He's a vampire. I haven't decided what he's gonna do in the military yet, but he's a vampire. So Nicholas Jameson's going. He is the husband to Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is one of the children of Halia and Jacob. So they're he's going. He's a farmer, so he's just going to be a foot soldier. Ali Alder is going. He is the grandson of Jacob and Halia, and he is also a farmer, so he's going to be a foot soldier. And Alfred Lancaster is going because he is a prisoner and he doesn't get a choice. So we have 20 Sims going. I'm very excited because that will make for technically 3 war camps. We're gonna have to do 3, which is good because I think we can have like someone in the higher ranking in each one, because I think we have a prince, a lord, and a marquess going. Yes. Oh my gosh, the stuff is writing itself. So I will divide up the scouts and the farmers and everything like that. And then when we do a day or 2 at the war camp, which we might just do half the day at one and half the day at the other. So each year from now on, during war times, is going to be at least 2 episodes, maybe 3. We might have like a day we visit side households and family members. A day or 2. I would like 2 days in our main household and then 1 day at the war camp. So we'll probably do, each year is going to be 3 episodes from here on out until we get to year 5, where we have to do the death rolls. So I know this was a really long chat video. We're going to call it a VOD, so you guys know it's behind the scenes, but it is important because if you ask me questions I answered in here, I'm going to refer you back to this video. I'm just kidding. Without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I had so much fun coming up with the concepts of how we're going to play in the new save file. And I did decide I am going to download a pre-made save file. So we'll see you then, guys. Bye.